Have you ever woken up somewhere completely unfamiliar? No memory of how you got there? No idea whose voice was the last one you heard? Imagine opening your eyes to a low timber ceiling, firelight flickering on stone walls, the smell of lavender and rain, and realizing the only thing still yours is a ring on your finger. No crown, no guards, no name anyone in that room would recognize. That is exactly where our story begins. And trust me, the person who carried her there never expected what came next. Before we dive in, drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from right now. Crown Princess Eowyn of Valdemere was not supposed to be afraid of anything. She had sat through treaty negotiations at 15, survived a plague winter at 17, and learned to read a map before she could properly ride a horse. But sitting inside a swaying royal carriage deep inside Thornvale Forest, watching the light outside go green and strange, she felt the specific, quiet dread of someone who knows something is wrong before they can explain why. The shortcut had been Lady Chamberlain Aldra's suggestion, sharp, efficient Aldra who had served the royal household for 30 years and never once given bad advice. Shave a full day off the return journey from the trade summit, she had said. The northern road is clear this time of year. And so Eowyn had agreed. Now the birds were silent, the horses were pulling against their reins, and Captain Theo, riding just outside her window, had his hand resting on his sword hilt without realizing it. They came from the trees, 6 of them masked, dropping onto the road like shadows given weight. The one at the front had a broken nose that healed badly, and he spoke with the flat confidence of a man who had done this many times before. He wanted the treasury chest, gold from the trade summit, and the royal seal ring from Eowyn's finger. Captain Theo's voice cut through the noise before the brigand finished speaking. "Run, Your Highness, now!" Theo and his 3 guards drew swords in a single breath and threw themselves between the brigands and the carriage. Eowyn didn't hesitate. She had been raised to trust Theo with her life, and she did exactly that. She hit the forest floor running, her cloak snagging on brambles, silk slippers giving her nothing on the wet earth. Behind her, she heard steel on steel, shouting, then, terribly, silence. She did not look back. She ran. The forest had no mercy for fine shoes. Thorns stripped the hem of her gown. Roots caught her ankles again and again. She ran until her lungs burned, until the sounds of the road were swallowed entirely by the sound of moving water. A brook, shallow, cold, silver in the dim green light. She stepped onto a mossy stone to cross it, and the world tilted. A low branch caught her temple hard. She went down into the mud and didn't get up. Soren, Master Hunter of Ashwick, had been tracking a red deer for the better part of 2 hours when he lost the trail and found something else entirely. Boot prints in the soft mud beside the brook. Small, close set, the stride of someone running in panic rather than walking with purpose. He followed them 20 yards and found her, a woman face down in the mud, breathing in shallow pools, her gown torn to ribbons but threaded with gold at the hem. He crouched, checked her pulse, looked at the silk, said nothing, lifted her. Ashwick sat 2 miles east, a small trading town that had grown up around a mill and a crossroads, lantern-lit and warm even on a gray afternoon. Soren carried Eowyn the whole way on foot, his hunting cloak wrapped around her shoulders. Townsfolk stopped to stare. A child sprinted ahead to fetch Martha. Martha, village healer of Ashwick, met them at the door of her low stone cottage with the calm efficiency of someone who had seen worse. She cleaned the gash at Eowyn's temple, stitched it in 4 neat passes, stripped the ruined gown, and dressed her in plain linen. Then she looked at Eowyn's hands, smooth, unblistered, soft as bread dough, and said quietly to Soren, "She's no merchant's daughter." Soren nodded once and posted himself outside the door without another word. Elowin came back to consciousness slowly, firelight first, then the smell of lavender and beeswax, then rain tapping a low roof. Martha was there, unhurried, asking only what Elowin chose to share. Elowin's first instinct was to reach for her ring. It was still there, the royal seal of Valdenmere, a crowned stag in silver, and something in her chest unclenched. When Soren came in, he didn't bow, he didn't perform. He simply stood in the doorway, calm and plain, and told her she was safe. His younger sister Maren, innkeeper of the Ashwick Arms, arrived minutes later with a hot meal and the particular warmth of someone who feeds people as a form of love. Elowin did not tell them who she was that night. She called herself a traveler who had lost her escort. Soren didn't press. In the morning, she showed him the ring. His face didn't change. He said he knew the safe northern trail to Valdenmere and could take her by midday. Maren packed provisions without being asked. Martha tucked a small vial of wound salve into Elowin's saddlebag without a word. The forest felt entirely different with a guide who knew it. Soren named trees, read the light through the canopy, pointed out where the deer crossed at dusk. He said almost nothing personal the entire ride. Elowin, who had spent her life surrounded by people performing loyalty, found his plainness startling and oddly moving. She asked him, somewhere past the halfway point, why he had helped her. He shrugged. It was the right thing. The walls of Valdenmere appeared above the tree line as dusk fell. The gates erupted, horns, soldiers shouting, and there, bloodied but standing, was Captain Theo. He had fought the brigands back and sent word ahead. The princess had simply beaten the messenger home. King Aldrich received Soren in the throne room the following morning. He offered gold, a title, lands on the eastern river. Soren accepted a modest purse, enough, he said, to fix Ashwick's mill gate, which had been broken since autumn, and nothing more. The king was visibly moved. Elowin stood to one side and watched Soren leave the way he had arrived, quietly, without ceremony, as if doing the right thing required no audience. She thought she finally understood what it actually sounded like when someone meant it. Now it's your turn. If you were King Aldrich, what would you have given Soren as a reward?